The responsibility about the gracefully transformation, which is the requirement and its face efficiency and its ability to highly the thinking about the visionary mindset and the association and its negotiation skills, which is helping for the improving of different stages and its section of the society. The comprehensive advantage and it's socially and it's economically and also the support of politically, which is the enhancement to your support efficiency, gracefully responsibility and its coordination for the differentiation of the peoples, which is the regardless and its prospectus for their ideologically. It is the deficiency and it's a regulatory for their different way of the challenges and it's defining for their association, the different regardless and its prosperity for their institutionalization for their growing and its influential association, which is the growth and its orientation of the society, the comprehensive advantage and its socially and its economically procedures, which is the efficiency and its guidance for their different regardless and its prospectus for their different distribution and transformation. How do the different challenges and its emerging for their capacity and its requirement, the phenomena of the structural, which is the helping for their improving ecosystems and its insecurity about their procedures and its regulatory for their advantage and its resource efficiency, the fundamental natures and its a comprehensive advantage, which is the socially and its economically, which is the defining and its a efficiency for their challenges and its regulatory for their different association and its navigation of the society, the core values and its a systematic way of the ideologically and its a fundamental natures, which is the fundamental and its a socially defining and its association, the navigation of the socially and its economically procedures for their regulatory advantage and its challenges for their effective part of the approach. How do the different navigation and its challenges for their gracefully responsibility? The navigation and it's all about the phenomena of the structural and its growth for their orientation of the society and its challenges for their cooperative advantage and its socially and its economically procedures, the deficiency of the transformation and its transition of the society. It is basically about the economically supports and the data which helping for the improving the different ecosystems, which is the navigation and its scope efficiency, the procedures about the regulatory and its advantage for their defining and its association in the regardless of the prospectus for their ideologically, the different ability for their responsibility and it's a growing for their influential association. How do the different growing and its challenges for their defining and its association for their different growth and its orientational for their procedures and its effective for their challenges, which is the navigation of the society and its a cooperative advantage for their socially and its economically procedures for their efficiency, and it's all about the phenomena of the structural and its growth and its regardless of the prospectus for their different regardless and its institutionalization. How do the different political systems which helping for the citizens improvement the service and its infrastructure capacity rebuilding, the security of the functional and its acceptance for their association and its challenges for their different regardless, the capacity of the requirement and its fees for their challenges and its capacity for their different rebuilding of the society, and it's all about their growing and its influential association for the different regardless and its prospectus for their ideologically. How do the different navigation and it's all about the phenomena of the structural and its growth and its possibility about the structural and its resource efficiency. It is the balance for the different ecosystem of the socially and its economically procedures, which is the regulatory for their advantage and its growth and its phenomena of the structural for their different resources. How do the different challenges and its a ecosystem for the regulatory and its advantage for the defining and its association. It is the balance for the different ecosystem, which is the circulation and its challenges for their capacity and its requirement for their phase efficiency, the challenges for their deficiency and its navigation with the society. It's times to regulate the coordination. It's time to the efficiency and its rebuilding of the socially and its economically procedures. The effective part of the approach and its gradually transformation for their requirement and its phase efficiency. It is the navigation of the socially and its economically procedures, which is the regulatory of the transformation and its institutionalization for their different regardless and its prospectus for their ideologically. How do the different navigation of the socially and its economically procedures, the deficiency of the transformation, the growth and its orientation of the society and its cooperative advantage, the socially and its economically procedures for their regulatory and its challenges for their cooperative different ecosystem of the society. It is the rebuilding of the society and it is the fundamental natures for their comprehensive supplementary for their challenges and the different ecosystem and its strengthening ecosystem, which is the supply chains, the hope and its the hope and its integration of the society, and it's all about the different phenomena of the structural, the growing and its ecosystem for the different regardless and its prospectus for their ideologically and its defining for their association and its challenges for their cooperative advantage, the socially and its economically processes for their different ability and its systematic for their occurrence of the society. It is the balance for their capacity, the requirement and its phase efficiency and its challenges for their different ability and its functional association. The navigation of the society and its balance for their capacity and its regardless of the prospectus for their ideologically and its phenomena of the structural and its resource efficiency. The dynamic institutionalization and its procedures about the regardless and its balance for their capacity requirement. It is the phase and its challenges for their capacity and its reluctance for their ideologically, which is the previous thinking about the structural and its orientations, which is the beginning for the ground levels and it is the emergence of the sky levels, which helpings for the different instance and it's structural for their coordination and it's structural for their reluctance for their different cooperative and its advantage. It is the balance for their supply chains and it's a regulatory for their efficiency and it's a dynamic institutionalization for their reflexivity and its challenges for their capacity insecurity about the procedures and its gracefully responsibility. How do the different navigation and its socialization, the gracefully responsibility and its association for the different regardless and its prosperity for their institutional association for the different challenges and its capacity for their requirement and its phase efficiency. It is just like the association of different mindsets, peoples, the coordination about the structurals and its integration part of the approach, which is workforce efficiency, and it is the challenges which is the accelerations for their cooperative and its socially and its economically procedures. It is the navigation for their socialization and its efficiency and its gracefully responsibility. The core and its evolutionary for their transformation and its core and its efficiency for their different navigation of the society. The competitive advantage and its challenges for their efficiency and its gracefully transformations. How do the different navigation of the society and its emergence for their socially and its economically procedures for their efficiency, the gracefully transformations for their ideologically and its transformation for their efficiency and its scope and its integration and its part of the approach. How do the different how do the different structural and its resources about the phenomena of the structural and its integration, which is the supplementary for their ideologically and it's a structural for their different way and its balance for their ecosystem, the supply chains, the orientations, management of different level of the workforce and its requirement for their phase and its institutionalization for their working capacity and its neutralization. It is the regulatory for their transformation and its a gracefully responsibility. The different way and its balance for their capacity and its requirement for their different supplementary for their ideologically and its regulatory for their different challenges. The capacity for their requirement and its phase and its integration part of the approach. How do the different navigation of the society, and it's all about the phenomena of the structural and its resource efficiency. It is the balance for their capacity and its requirement for their phase and the orientation, which is the beginning of the socially and its economically when the supply chains for their transformations and its requirement for the different challenges, the cooperations and its rebuilding for themselves, which is helping for the political parties, which is helping for the colleagues and also helping for their neighbors and the relatives. That's why the people who is achieving achieve in something greatest in their life, they want to try new things and failure just they have handles and their mindset which is having for the capacity and its reluctance for their ideologically. It is the transformation and it's it is the transformation for their requirement and it's a phase for their gracefully transitions, which is the integration and its part of the approach. How do the different navigation and its challenges for their efficiency? It is regardless of the prospectus for their ideologically and its different ability and its functional association. In the challenges for their capacity requirement and its phase about the orientation and its socialization for their efficiency and its gracefully for their responsibility. How do the different challenges and it's facing like the DRDO conservations, research and developments and its innovative mindset. That's why they will innovates of different missiles and the satellites ecosystem, which is helping in today technology requirement, not only India level but also in the global levels, which is empowering the ecosystem and its crucial advantage. It is the circulation of the working and it's a conservative for their advantage and it's a growing for their different way of the challenges and it's a political, the impose of America sanction and it's a integration for the different ecosystem, which is helping out the revolutionizing the procedures and it's a reluctance for their ideologically, which is their transformation. It is basically for the transformations of technology and it's a helping for the political ecosystem, which is helping out the different country like Russia and Japan, which is also helping for the integration of different technology cooperative advantage and it's a bilateral strategy, which is the advantage and it's a growing for the different way of the satellite emerging ecosystem and at least there will be transformation of a different technology and it's a cooperative for their supply and its orientation. The challenges for their gracefully and it's a different way of the ecosystem of the society, the balance of the orientation of the socially and its economically procedures for the deficiency of the transformation, the defining and its association and its different regardless of the prospectus for their ideologically and its phenomena of the structural for their resource efficiency. It is the navigation of the society and its cooperative advantage, the surveillance and its ecologically balance, which is their transformation and its a transition for their different defining and its association for the different ecosystem and its involvement for their challenges, which is the ecologically prosperity. It is the defining for their association and its involvement for their challenges and different destinies for their transformation of the society and its balance for their transition and its ecosystem. We have just tried to innovate in the sectors of economy, in the sector of space technology, in the sector of artificial intelligence, infrastructure, public key infrastructures like the digital infrastructure, which is helping for the employment opportunity different social economically prosperity which is happening in the society, and also the emergence of economy, fiscal deficit decreases, and it is lastly prospectors for the different challenges which is happening, but at least we are just try to improving themselves, and we are reaching out the global competitive advantage.